T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Shake it back! Does that feel good? Yeah.
Welcome, Shake and Bakers, to episode 58 of the Shake and Bake Show with Stevie Fast Jackson, Purple Teeth, Courtney Enders, and our missing other third guest who we have not talked to all day, Lyle Poison Ivy Barnett.
Let's text him. Let's see if he's alive. Yo,
I don't
bro.
know. We normally know what's going on with Lyle. I don't know where Lyle is.
Who even could know? There he is. Uh-oh. We got Lot Lizard. We got Lot Lizard Wi-Fi.
Truck stop, baby. Oh, man.
All right, well, screw it. Hi, Stevie.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, there he is.
Hey. You don't look pretty.
I don't look what?
I was just telling Courtney how pretty she looked, and then I was saying you don't look so pretty.
Well, we had a national emergency.
Okay, tell me about it.
Nash D got his first tick, and it was as you can imagine, tweezers out, ain't having it. So I was literally about to hit enter studio, and Melissa says, "Wow, can you come help me get a tick off of Nash?" And I'm like, "It's on his nutsack."
Oh no!
Was it really?
No, it wasn't. No, it was on his shoulder. But that's the first thing I thought,
Right.
Anyway.
So you have Poison Ivy. Your son's got ticks.
No, Poison Ivy's gone.
Never gone. Sorry, honey. That's like the rake. You are tattooed.
That was just a fake. I look like I'm about to go to the morgue or something. Let me change this light. There we go. See,
you're ready to go to the morgue.
I'm on sunlight hour or sunset hour here. I'm on
little soft light there. Really helped me out.
Damn! I just hit my little pedal thing and dropped to the ground.
Thought you were gonna say pecker.
Anyway. Stevie, you got your hairs cut, buddy. You look good.
Yeah, every other Tuesday, I not only do we shake and bake. So I have a hair rule. You know my hair rule?
No.
Okay. So I never go racing without getting a haircut, ever. So like if I have to come from wherever I'm at, or if I have to go somewhere where I'm at, I don't go racing without getting a haircut. So I got a haircut before we went racing this week. It's just still looking fresh.
Oh, it is fresh. Fresh.
Well, guys, but it is cut. Sorry, I've got some smoky breaking news that I'm working on for a little later in the show. So if I seem occupied, it's pretty
well. I'll help keep us on pace because, ladies and gentlemen, Shake and Bakers, y'all were awesome last time. Tony Stewart was amazing. That was the longest show we've ever done. But you can't tell Tony Stewart it's time to go. So we're gonna try and keep this a more reasonable time show tonight. We've got two guests with pretty firm spots on the show, so we will be moving at a more formal pace tonight.
So what you guys don't know is not only was the last show awesome with Tony Stewart, but the after show with Tony Stewart was awesome.
Wait, Molly, we have a graphic for the Shake and Bake After Dark, do we not?
Molly, I'm also sending you another picture that I need.
Oh, yes.
Not bad.
Put it up again. Put it up again.
Full disclaimer, not responsible if your wife gets pregnant tonight. Anyway, moving on.
By that, dude, I don't think there was anything there to get pregnant with.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about that picture getting them in the mood.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And also for our viewers at home, Stevie and Lyle had no idea about that. I just found out about that a minute ago. We love Shake and Bakers and their AI send-ins because that came from a fan.
Yeah, let me tell you who sent that to me. That way we can give photo credit because that was awesome. All right. I'm going to tell you who sent that.
Oh, I think you just put it in the chat. Charles
Gant made up the. I got another one. Hold on. Let me get
so rapidly spiraled out of control.
Let me get control. Okay.
More.
In other news today, So here's your.
That's the OG.
Oh yeah. So we're having a sale at MacFab this week also.
I like that a lot.
So if you need to get your wheels done, and then we got after hour sale going on at MacFab. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna get so much mileage out of this shit. Y'all don't even know the amount of life size cutouts I have of you coming.
Tell me that doesn't make you want to buy some beadlocks.
Oh man.
Not only can you save money, I'm talking. Not only can you save money by calling MacFab, you can also get a free postcard of me and my sexy pants.
Fuck on there, little morgue guy.
You heard me? It worked, didn't it? I didn't hear another word. Anyway, moving on.
I guess I'll just drink my wine. So anyways.
Yeah, we got to smoke through. So like, first of all, what's been going on? We got to smoke through highs and lows. We got action-packed guests everywhere. I got some smoky news. It's going to drop a little later in the show.
Highs and lows. Go ahead and play it. Which intro are you using today, Stevie? I've never noticed that before, but my braid like hangs out and then my head catches the braid.
Yeah, I put that in special when
I love that. Well, who wants to go first? Stevie, you want to go first?
I gotta find mine because I'm running the crap in the background. Let's see if I got any pictures.
Or whoever you find first.
Whoever you find first.
That's not good. No, I got that. That's Lyle. I got a photo of. No. Oh, there's a CE high. Here we go. This might be old. Is that old?
Oh, no, my high was just in general. I have a few pictures in there. Just my first couple weeks at the top end was really cool. It's a different vulnerable. That's just because Clay. But my first couple of races working with the NHRA was really cool. It's a whole different world up there at the top end. I love the vibe of it. I miss being on the starting line, but man, it is such a different experience up there. And that was the moment where Erica won her first round in over 7 months, everybody.
Woo! Hey,
so that was cool.
She didn't even have the shoots out, and I had text her like, "Great job! I told you it was coming." Like,
listen, we are nowhere near there yet, but they tried something different overnight. We're throwing shit on different cars, and
ran better.
Yep, went from a 56, 57 to a 52 in first round, and bitch was still 19 on the tree, even though she had a sluggish car. So that was really cool. But yeah, I had a really enjoyable time working up there and got some cool feedback and got some also not so great feedback. One guy told me that I need to smile more, and he told me that my belt makes me look funny, like makes my body shape funny. So thanks, guy. But other than that,
like, see, you don't respond the way I would in that situation.
I just
also what happens when you got 6 foot of leg and 1 foot of torso.
I said that. I said, bro, this is where my hips are, dude.
Like, what you want me to do?
I'd rather have long legs. But anyway, so that was very cool. And I didn't really have a low this week, except Spencer's in Ireland, and I'm up here in Canada all by myself, and I'm kind of bored.
So you're having some what I would like to refer to as Ireland FOMO.
Look at him. He's got who double fists a Guinness, bro? That's just like a stomach ache waiting to happen.
Why aren't you in Ireland?
It's a father-son trip. There's 4 dads and 4 boys, and they're there for 8 days golfing. Like today, they were at the Trump golf course. They've been going everywhere. It's actually looks gorgeous, but that seems exhausting. They're golfing every day.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, so he's living the life. He's fucking fast asleep right now. So.
Well, me and you need to take our deal international.
But not my golf game. My golf game belongs on Goat Pass at county municipal courses, not Trump National in Ireland.
He said both signs had the T's off of them, like people keep vandalizing it up there. Mind your own business, America. Anyways,
all right, Lyle, what you got for your high?
I've got 2.
Okay.
I need one before the other. Okay, perfect. So the Tommy Humans Racing Camp, we took our ish down to Steele, Alabama for the Bama Outlaws race, the second or third third stop on the Radial Outlaw Racing Series. Tom, even though we both runnered up, Tommy's weekend was much more impressive than mine. Tommy has yet to get past second round since they've kind of gotten this LDR thing together with the Pontiac, and old Bearded Wonder took that thing all the way to the final, was low in the final, and Kenny Hubbard was 12, letting go of the button, and got him on a little baby hole shot. But Tommy had a really good weekend. The car went 86 with a 6, 386 with a 6, ran really, really good, and it was a good weekend for Tommy. We finally got salvage title, the Pro 275 car, kind of back on the track, and
after its PDRA conversion.
Yeah, and my low is we'll show in a minute. In the final, we didn't quite get it done, but my second high is Rob Kohler, who owns the LDR car that I drive, the red chrome Camaro. Purchased the most recently Justin Wren owned and originally built for Marty Robertson by the Reese brothers, bought his RVW car, and we are going to go RVW racing very soon.
There you go, big boy.
Man, news is flying off the Shake and Bake show. That's pretty awesome. How soon?
Super. Well, I mean, I'm not real sure where Dave's at in the repair process, where that thing got in the wall at Rockingham, but I know they made the next round with it there, so I assume it's not too awful bad, but who knows, it could have to be front half. I'm really not sure. I would say that possibility it goes to Michigan. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know I'll already be there, but sooner than later, because that thing was pretty much ready to go.
All right, I think I got your low right here.
Pre-staged. Here we go. Shot left lane, wind light gonna.
Just didn't quite get there. That thing was on by the early numbers, it was on a 65 or a 66, which I had to go to beat him. Grantley Schloss, the Australian in the other lane in the Chevy 2, gets driver award for the weekend there. In eliminations, he was 008, 004, 006.
In the left lane.
In 3 consecutive rounds. I don't know if they were all in the left lane or not. I know he was in the left lane when I ran him. I had lane choice. The right lane had been better throughout. That's where most lane choices went to the right. And he was 0-0 3 rounds in a row, and just flat drove the wheels off of it. I think I was 50 or something like that. I was going to have to go 66 and some change to beat him. And it looked like it was going to run that or better, so it would have been really close at the finish line. But that thing got in a wheelie, got it set down, but it just wasn't enough. So that was my low, not winning. But I'll take a runner-up.
Every day.
Every day.
And we will move on to Michigan.
Always better than being in the first round lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Or the DNQ
lounge. What?
Or the DNQ
lounge.
DNQ lounge, yes. So my high was definitely not only driving. Look how good that thing looks with that.
It looks so good, dude.
Not only with driving Tim Pap's Corvette, but the way that we got in the last session in Q3, throwing it down the gauntlet when you got to do it to get it in was absolutely my high. Couple that with our new PDRA customer, Mike Cecina, getting his program not sorted out yet, but moving in the right direction. Went personal best with that car of 412, got him in the show in Pro Street, which is a super difficult class. What I 2 years ago was a entry level class is now a field full of sharks. So that was definitely my my two highs. My low, without a doubt, is having the second quickest and fastest NHRA car of all of race day in NHRA Charlotte and going home the first round. So Sydney drags that thing up there and runs a 568 at 255 miles an hour with a 031 light and goes home.
Well, it's kind of like your deal at PDRA. You were 15 on the tree. You made a great run.
Right. And he's 001 he was trip zip. So this weekend, okay, so Sydney got KO'd by 010. He was 31. Went 68 to a 69. I'm like, crap. Chad Henderson's guy goes 001 and crushes him on a little baby hole shot. Jackson Henderson's guy went 001 and crushed him. And just it's terrible. Everybody's driving good.
There was a lot of good lights at PDRA.
I completely forgot that we hadn't had a show since NHRA.
Yeah.
That should have been a lot of my high too. But I drove the red 69 that Erica has been competing in the Outlaw Series. Scott Tidwell converted it to NHRA legal. Myself, Chris Terry and his son, Ashley Lemon, who does the social media stuff for Scott's team. Her dad helped. We went to Charlotte, qualified, ran really well. This was Chris Terry's first really taking one of these NHRA legal cars on his own. He tuned for Erica in the Winter Series. This is his first time with an NHRA legal car in quarter mile trim, and the dude flat showed out. We did really well. Looking at early numbers and where I was on the tree there in the second round, it looked like we would have finished second to J.R. Graham, would have been one of the four in the final. We had a weird electronics issue that was burning up one whole bank of the motor. So it was
that thing a couple times, and I'm like, that's weird. It's hard to with the same four holes.
Yeah, we put all new electronics on it after it did it in Q1. It did not show it again until obviously when it really, really mattered in E2. So that thing went straight to modern for a complete rewire. But Chris Terry did a really good job. I enjoy racing with him. We work well together. He listens to me. I obviously do exactly what he says. And he did really well, man. I was super impressed with how well the car ran. I think with a few more laps, we'll have something that could win anywhere. So kudos to Chris, man. That was a pretty impressive showing for him first time out.
I think that goes a long way because maybe I'm biased, but you and Erica have driven a lot of cars for a lot of people in a lot of situations, and both of you had nothing but just phenomenal things to say about him and how he does it. And to get Erica to have fun these days is tough. And she not only was confident in him, but had fun. So I think that's somebody to watch for sure.
No, he does a really good job. And in the world of elite tuners, not elite motorsports, but like top tier tuners, there just aren't many of them that are capable of running these cars the way that they need to be ran today. If you look at a PDRA field or an NHRA field or some of this radial stuff, most of the time there's a common denominator in a lot of it, and it's a tuner, whether it's Stevie or a Brandon Stroud or a Steve Petty or a Jamie Miller or a Todd Tutterow or a Jeff Pierce. Like, they're everywhere. And a lot of them tune for a lot of people. And Chris Terry is a name you're going to hear in the future a lot. At some point, when some of these older guys age out, Chris Terry's going to have his hands full if he keeps on. That dude's doing a really good job.
Yeah, it's so hard to get folks to run cars that can run the car. And our goal at KTR, we always start folks at the bottom. My goal is for everybody that works for me to be able to one day run a car. So there's the old school mentality of keep all your secrets to yourself and don't teach anybody because you want to be the man. That does not work in motorsports anymore. There's too many cars. You need too much help. There's only one of me.
We're watching that phase out in front of our eyes right now.
Going by the wayside. There's two reasons. One, because no one person is smart enough. And number two, you cannot make enough runs without help to get enough data to outrun people. You have to have a organization around you. And that's what you're seeing happening. You're seeing it evolve into a more of a brain trust hive mentality than one guy has a laptop and makes all the cars run. It's going to be hard to do that with as many people running. Check this out. This is my guy at Charlotte. Look at that. Jacob I don't know if he just got back from the Top Golf or he's going to the mall.
Either or.
All right. So we got to go over NHRA. We got to go over Bama.
We'll do that with Clay.
But first,
I
want to bring on, this is going to be exciting. I don't know if you guys watched a lot of NHRA last race. Courtney is so excited about this. She can't stand it. It's all she's been talking about all day. We want to bring on a special guest, Patrick, the beer guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
How's it going, man?
Let me see that apparatus you've got there. I like that a lot.
Yes. That's cool.
Man.
Where do you live that it's hockey?
So I live in Shelby, North Carolina.
Okay.
And, my wife,
35 minutes from where I used to. I lived in Gastonia for a while, so I was right up the road.
Did you go to Shady Side any?
Oh, all the time, man. In fact, actually, I don't have a picture of me and Beer Money there, but I actually be there at the end of this month for that King of the South race. So if you're there, absolutely come by.
You can judge people's age by how many people have went through the tri-oval at the top and made it back to the pits with the parachute out.
Yeah, Mach 4.
Mach 4.
All right,
Yeah,
so
sure.
I want to intro this because
all right, go ahead. I know it's eating you up.
This was so we always have like the racers on. We've had Austin on the show, Antron, Tony, all the things. Well, I'm just minding my own business up at the top end the other day, watching this crazy fool get the attention of the jib. So if y'all didn't see this, that same shirt right there and this same guy, we're going to let you explain what happened. But Stevie, do you have the a video or a picture of it?
All right, let's do picture and then we're going to do video.
Okay. Oh, well, that's winner's circle. That's for later. But if y'all saw it on NHRA TV,
I love it so much.
the jib guy goes straight over to him and in his Austin shirt, right as the show is like opening, it comes out of a break, whatever it was. So before we,
Is that what you want to see?
no. So tell us first how that happened. Did you holler at Jarrett? Did he see you? How did that transpire of getting on NHRA TV?
Yeah, so I went, actually went to J-Lo first, and I was like,
of course, Jason was involved.
I was like, dude, can you get me a camera guy over here? I was like, or something like when Austin runs for the Too Fast, Too Tasty, like I'll smash some beers before he goes. He's like, you need to go find you need to go talk to the guy over there with the camera. And I was like, all right. So I got his attention. He come over there and I was like, hey man, I was like, if I smash these beers Stone Cold style with this shirt on, it's like, will you put it on TV? He's like, absolutely. So, and so I had to move a bunch of people out of the way I was like, hey, do you guys mind moving? I don't want to get beer all over you. You know, I'm going to do this. And they were like, there was a couple people, I guess they were maybe a sponsor for somebody, but they were just hanging out there. And you could tell they were like, this is redneck idiots. What is he doing?
You are perfect for the Shake and Bake Show.
Yes, you are.
So,
it captivated everybody. Like people were talking about it through the pits. As soon as that happened, the first off that NHRA allowed it to happen. I don't really know if they did.
Do we have the clip?
No, I thought that we did.
Not loaded. I've got the winner's circle, but I don't have the.
No, I thought I clipped it, but that's on me. The clip girl. But it was. We'll post it. We'll post it on Facebook. But so move along with the story. That happens. They post it. It's the most viral post that NHRA has had in years. Like it has surpassed
major traction. Major traction.
And then Austin Prock comments on there, find this guy. So what happens next? Somebody from NHRA, did they come find you and give you passes, or what happened next?
So when he posted it, all that transpired. Anyway, I can't remember her name, but she does all the media for the NHRA's Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
And she sent me a message. She's like, hey, we want to follow up with getting you in the burnout box with what is it, Cornwell Tools?
Yep.
Deal. I was like, absolutely. And we're sitting we camped over at the Camping World campground, and my wife's sitting there. I'm like, I think we're fixing to like do something really cool tomorrow. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah, look at these messages and stuff. And so anyway, she said, meet me at the John Force grandstands. And so we went in there, and then crap, I'm losing train of thought here.
That happens on the show to all of us, and we host it.
About halfway through, you'll think I lost my train of thought too.
Here, I'll show this while we do it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just doing, trying to clip that.
I mean, come on.
So we went in and seen I think it was Allie Bland.
Yep.
And she was like, can you please change your name to the Beer Guy on Instagram? I'm like, absolutely. Like I felt like I just needed to embrace it all. And
you do.
You do. Hey Molly, will you put up that, or Stevie, Molly loaded a picture. I don't know what she labeled it though. for me.
There he goes. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah. Cheers. Let me get my beer counter out.
Molly, what did you label that picture as? Oh, yes.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Years ago, Beer Guy, I won your name is not Patrick. I won small tire at No Prep Kings in Virginia. And I stood up. I asked the producer there, I was like, hey, man, if I drive my car in front of the grandstands, can I stand on the intake and stone cold 2 beers? And he looked at me like, I was like, I'm serious. He said, absolutely. So I drove beer money right in front of the grandstands with my crew and got up on the intake and did the same thing. And the place went absolutely nuts. It was fucking awesome.
People love
it. I didn't do it on Fox Sports 1, but I did do it.
Actually, did it even make it on Fox? I didn't watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just on
NHRA TV.
NHRA
TV. Yeah, and
regardless.
As a fellow person who's not allowed on Fox, just .tv, that's still cool.
Yeah.
But they brought you in. You go and do, like, I saw you you had a media pass. They put the Beer Guy on it. Like, your day on the starting line, I saw you posted pictures of even Pro Stock. Like, shout out for staying up there for Pro Stock. Like, could you even have imagined that not shotgunning, stone colding 2 beers would lead you to all that shit?
No, not at all. I was like, I figured it'd just be something fun. Austin would see it. He'd be like, this guy's cool, or, whatever. But I didn't think it would turn into that at all. And then
Austin's cut up with you. He texted me today and was like, it's so cool you guys are having him on there. And he made me say, he said, be sure that you introduce this guy as the president of the Austin Prock Fan Club. Like, and I don't know if you know this enough about the community of drag racing, but like, you're in now. So this isn't going to be something that people just forget, and doing a show like this and writing it out. But Austin, this is now a part of what happens when Austin wins. I can guarantee you, like the shirt, the beers, everything.
Pretty soon you'll be crew chiefing. You'll be hanging out with Jimmy Prock.
This isn't the last time you're gonna do that. Like, there are gonna be folks that are like, "Hey, man, I won. You trying to stone cold some beers?"
You're gonna be like hammered all the time at the NHRA because everybody's gonna want you to do it.
But what is so cool is that you did it during the qualifying days. It happened. Then Austin wins the race. Like, ideal situation. You're obviously an Austin Prock fan. And then how did they come find you to go to the winner's circle and all that? Talk about the winner's circle, and then we have a video from there.
Yeah, so I sent him a message that night because me and him were messaging back and forth a little on Instagram. And I was like, hey, if you win tomorrow, we got to do this again.
Yes.
And so I just walked down, like, I had to figure out where it was at because I knew all the sportsman stuff, they were having trouble with the trees. And so I figured out where they were having the winter circle was at. And he walks up. I hope I don't get him in trouble with this, but he's smoking a Black and Mild with a bush light in hand. And I'm like,
I love him.
I know this is my guy now. And he come up. Actually, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, you got the hat.
Yeah, he gave me the hat from when they gave him at the top end. And he's like, man, it's covered in beer, but this is yours. So
those hats they're hard to come by.
I was gonna say, you don't just get those.
No. So we got Stevie. Go ahead. You can play that video now from the winner.
Rock and roll.
1, 2, 3.
You may not crush Austin. You can't beat him in a funny car, but you crushed him in the beer drinking.
I bet you can count on one hand the number of fans that have stone cold a beer next to the funny car just won a national event. It's probably that many.
Yeah, I have never done that yet, but now it's on my bucket list. I have to do it.
Do you are you involved do you drag race yourself or just come and watch and whatnot?
No, we just come and watch. My dad's got a friend. He did from time to time, but we went to Shady Side when I was a kid quite a bit. But other than that, we just always went to Charlotte, went to the drag races there. My dad's from Bristol, so we've been to Bristol a few times.
Well,
planning on going to Bristol this time, so hopefully we get to drink some more beers.
Come hang out with the Shake and Bakers. We'll show you how to do some.
at the end of the month, we're at Shady Side for that King of the South deal, and you absolutely have to come out there at least for Saturday.
I got a conflict of interest. I'm going to the beach that weekend, so I was looking at. I was like, I was hoping I was going to get to.
Can't blame me there. I'd go to the beach too.
What did your wife would think? Obviously, she married you. She knows who you are. But was she just as tickled as you, or is she like, oh my God, my husband is shotgunning beers on national television?
I think it was the latter of the two. But I tried to get her to do it with me, but she's like, I get secondhand embarrassment from doing that stuff. So I'm going to stay back here. So she had another video of me doing it from the other side.
This is so cool. This is something we talk about on Shake and Bake all the time. Like, what can we do to make drag racing more mainstream? And we are kind of off the cuff here. And the second that I saw that going down, like, I really do feel like this is a step for NHRA leaning into this and bringing you the passes and kind of leaning into it. I think Stevie and Lyle, you can agree, like, this is a big step.
Well, I hope that they're really paying attention. I know, because like this is their fan base, man. Like
bunch of fucking drunks.
It's just a bunch of beer drinking freaking rednecks. You know?
So every time, y'all have heard me say this before, every time a company comes and wants to give us a bunch of money to take over this show, and I tell them no, I tell them it won't work because our people are us. If you change us, you're not speaking to the people anymore. And we tell them all no, but I don't ever get it.
And I love this too, because I messaged you. I slid in your DMs and I said, hey, have you ever watched the Shake and Bake show? And I didn't know if you knew I was involved in racing or who I was or anything like that. And what I like about it was you said no. And then I didn't even see it. And about 2 hours later, you messaged me back and were like, y'all are my people. What up?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's every other Tuesday.
Lyle's definitely my spirit animal. Because
he did say that.
He's kind of like me. He's just anybody at work or anybody that gets on your nerves, you just more or less say, fuck them.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly
right. I can't ever say anything nice to Lyle, though.
What I say to Courtney about once or twice a week, you know, some kind of meme or some video I find on social media, and just fuck you, Courtney.
Yeah. He sent me one the other day, and it was like a paper towel, and it lit it on fire, and it said, you're gay. So, cool. But anyway, so you are coming to Bristol.
Yeah, I'm going to Bristol.
We're going to go up top, and our next guest coming up in a little bit. We're going to go up top. We're going to watch a little bit of Flames at night and maybe do a little recap of that.
I think we have to hold ourselves accountable. The four of us have to go up top at Bristol and film doing that.
Full nitro session, campsite 25, parking spot 25. We'll go up there and have fun.
And your wife and my boyfriend can get secondhand embarrassment together because he thinks we're a bunch of idiots too.
So
she's not coming with me, so y'all gotta make her feel bad. She's going on a camping trip instead of going to Bristol. So
go camping at Bristol. They have a camping.
Boo. Stevie, we just got a text that says, I seriously would pay big money for those dishes in that dude's China cabinet.
You have to talk to my wife about that one. That's hers.
That was from Jeffrey Barker.
She's the Pyrex collector. So.
Oh, that's hilarious. Those are old school.
If you fall on hard times, bud, I can sell your China for you. I won't even broker it. I'll just do a direct deal.
All right.
Just a pass-through cost.
So I do want to ask
laughing
you.
In the background back here.
I want to come on and say, hey, drink a beer with us.
Not getting my Pyrex. Said they aren't getting our Pyrex. Nothing.
Oh, sorry, Jeffrey. You're not getting the Pyrex. Hey, what's your wife's name?
Holly.
Holly, get over here.
They said, come here.
They said, come here. She's like, oh, shit.
She's like, damn it.
All right.
Hey, how you doing?
Initially, you were a little bit embarrassed with your husband's antics on national television.
I can hear him now.
You said you're embarrassed with my antics.
Oh, yeah.
How about now? But what about now?
So what about now?
Still embarrassed? Cool with it?
It's a little silly, but it's also kind of cool because we got all those perks at the race. So, yeah, okay, it's kind of cool, but I don't want to admit it's kind of cool.
I hear you, yeah.
No, it's cool.
That's awesome.
He's a national phenomenon now.
Truly. And you can never change your Instagram handle. Ever.
Yeah.
Y'all have kids?
No. So we've been married, what, a year and a half?
Oh, still fresh.
You got to know. Don't ask. So we have two questions for you. We have Clay Millican coming on here in a minute. I know this was a short segment, but two questions. One, besides Austin Prock, like who else do you root for out there? Who are you a fan of so we can get to know your taste?
Well, we're kind of more into like the elite motorsport stuff when it comes to the pro stock. I hope I don't make Stevie mad.
I love elite motorsports.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure.
Don't talk shit to me.
I've been Erica's #1 fan since before she even knew who I was.
My wife wants to know where she got her dunks at. She was obsessed with her dunks from the other day.
Listen, if Erica is very girly and she's like wears all this designer shit, anything cool that is not girly that Erica wears, I helped her with. So if it's swagger, it's me.
All right.
Right, Lyle?
Yeah. I gotta ask the second one.
You asked the second one.
Let me do it. Okay. All right. So Patrick, you go to Bristol, you hang out at campsite 25 with us, and things get out of hand.
Woo.
Clay Millican goes down there and crushes the field, wins the whole deal. Austin Prock wins. We have a winner's circle celebration, but you haven't eaten lunch and you're a little hungry. So you leave the track, you're deciding what to do for dinner, and you stumble upon the Hacienda Mexican restaurant. You drive up in there, bring out a menu, and on the front page is a big, beautiful menu with pictures of different food. I want to know, do you or do you not love big old steamy fajitas?
This is a trap question.
No, you just got to be truthful. Be honest with yourself.
I don't know. I'm more a burrito guy. I can do fajitas, but they got to be. There's only one place around here that's really good, and it's called Bronco. I was there last night drinking beers.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Did you get some fajitas last night?
What's that?
Did you get some fajitas last night while you're at Broncos?
No, I didn't.
Wow, this one's on you, buddy.
See,
making burritos.
One check in the Lyle box. See, you don't know because you haven't watched the show.
Well, you're 2 for 100, okay?
But I have a real problem with people who order fajitas in a Mexican restaurant because of the presentation. When they walk out of the kitchen and the sons of bitches are still cooking, that's a no-go for me. Everybody leaves smelling like a Mexican butthole. They're steaming. There's shit flying everywhere. People are getting contact burns from the popping shit off. It's ridiculous. Like if you're going to order fajitas, they need to come out on a plate already prepared. No steam, no sizzle, no bullshit, right? So therefore, I am anti-fajitas to my core.
Fine. Me and Clay will go get some fajitas.
I've got your fajita place, Lyle. They don't bring it on a sizzling plate or anything like that.
Then it's not a fajita. Can't even call it fajita. You can call it beef and chicken and shrimp with some vegetables and a tortilla. Got to be smoky.
You go to Dunn Benson, go to Miss Colito towards.
Hell, I was just at Benson.
I was going to say we were just there.
I think we're going. I think next weekend. My wife's dad's neighbor is Dan Fletcher.
Shut up!
I'm forgetting. Yeah. So
that's random.
What a small world.
Yeah.
This is a small world. Well, there you go, Lyle. The beer guy fits North Carolina.
See, from God's country, we understand how proper restaurant etiquette should be handled.
Okay. So, I'm going to remind you that sometime we're going to be somewhere, and I'm going to remind you how proper restaurant etiquette goes.
So, Shake and Bakers, your job is to go follow the beer guy on Instagram, keep him afloat. We're going to keep him a star in the NHRA and really all of Drag Race. You need to come to PDRA, all of it. We can make you a star everywhere. But before we let you go and bring Clay on, I know you got something coming up. You got an event. You got demolition. What do you want to push here?
So I'm running a demolition derby at the fairgrounds here in Cleveland County. I've got a 2004 GMC Envoy, and I've put a Cordoba bumper on the front of it. It looks like bull horns on the front, and I've got a Cadillac bumper on the back. So what's Clay say? He's going to stomp on the loud pedal. I'm going to stomp on the loud pedal and try to break some necks and cash some checks. So
there we go.
He's already got it.
Here's NHRA Beer Guy's Instagram deal for our viewers.
NHRA _ Beer Guy. Make
Go
him
give
famous.
him a follow.
This is awesome.
Well, NHRA, man, you're doing it.
Totally. And I bet through the weekend you got like some random like drivers following you, huh? I bet that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, it still kept going. Like, I mean, there's been a couple of other ones and stuff like that, but it's been really cool.
You're in. You're in. So
it's
get
good
ready.
to be here. So
That's freaking awesome, man.
We'll hit you up in Bristol. We're all gonna stone cold some beers together. We'll do a little deal. But Shake and Bakers, y'all go show him some love. I know it seemed very random, but it caught everybody's eye what you did there, and I thought that was really cool. So we had to bring you a part of the Shake and Bake show, and now you're a Shake and Baker, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna wear this shirt underneath my fire suit Saturday, so y'all just watch out on Instagram. If I tear their asses up,
it's gonna happen.
Definitely going down. So.
We're gonna be rooting for you, buddy.
That's awesome, man.
That's a shirt in itself. If I tear their asses up, it's going down. That's what I'm put that in my hopper. Thank you.
That's a t-shirt.
What's that?
I said that's a t-shirt coming soon, available at ktr.com.
Probably.
Speaking of KTR.com t-shirts, we'll get some of that in a minute.
All right, man. We appreciate it, beer guy.
This was awesome. We love it. Welcome to the family, and we'll drink some beers with you soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank y'all for having me.
Okay, man. Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
I didn't realize the dude was. I mean, I guess he was at Charlotte. I should have known. Freaking Shelby, man. That's right down the road.
That's awesome.
Speaking of t-shirts, if you guys did not buy a Spray and Pray shirt yet, they are running low. We probably sold more of that in the amount of time we've had it. Everybody that's back ordered has shipped. It took us about 10 days after we started to go, but this is what it looks like when we drop a new shirt at KTR. Like, it is a day and a half that ruins your life shipping out all this stuff.
Jesus.
I mean, it's
that's
just
why we don't do more merch.
Yeah.
Man, you got some money in freaking containers up there to hold all those shells. God,
yeah, it's about $15,000 worth of bins in our merch room.
Those things are freaking high, man.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do it, you got to do it. We don't do anything halfway. Kind of like our next guest. If he's all in, he's all in. I want to bring on the man himself, the Mr. Roast Beef and Cheddar himself, Clay Millican.
There he is.
What up, everybody?
When are we going to get the Arby's car back, man?
It's coming.
We need the beef and cheddar back.
You're going to see it a couple of times this year, actually.
The Arby's car is undefeated. I just want to bring that up.
Well, the truth is, I was the Arby's car Friday night at IRP, and I was running in the top 3, but I got Jim Yorked. I made it past halfway, though, y'all. I mean, I was holding it down for the drag race guys, and the old 199 took me out.
Was that so much fun?
Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun. But before we get too carried away, the beer guy is like every somebody that I grew up with. He's that guy.
Me too.
He's that guy.
He's literally Lyle.
He is. He is me.
But
we
like,
are one.
Hey, on your end of that, like, obviously I'm a part of the media, so I love the storytelling stuff. But when you saw that, like, if you don't get excited, seeing somebody get that excited about what we're doing there, like, how cool was that to see?
Oh, it was just freaking awesome. And, everybody on this screen's always looking for content. And you're like, oh, man, that was so good. Of course, I can't drink a beer, so it did, it's out for me. But I enjoyed seeing it, and I laughed about it.
I should have asked him how many beers he drank that day because, listen, he on cue, like stone colded a few times. So that's 2 times at least, like 10.
Yeah, but are we going to rename it now? It's not Stone Cold a beer. It's Beer Guy beer, right?
Beer Guy.
Beer Guy will have his own brand of beer probably before long.
If he rides this out well, he could.
Conveniently, he did that at the American Rebel Light Nationals.
Yeah,
with American Rebel Lights. He went and got 2 American Rebel Lights, brand friendly.
Yeah, that is just the coolest thing. I mean, it was like perfect timing, Oh, it was awesome. I laughed. I really, really did. I laughed at that. That was pretty good.
We committed you in the green room. I know you probably heard us, but the 4 of us going and getting him, or when you're running or something. But I want to take him around and make his rounds and like seriously like initiate him in because we need more of that shit. I watched at Talladega, the mullet competition. Shout out an NHRA fan, I guess, or racer, sportsman racer won that at Talladega, which is pretty cool. Double O Shit Show posted that, but leaning into our actual younger fan base like that is going to be crucial moving forward. And the beer guys, he's leading the way.
I'm seeing what he said here. He said he only had 2 beers beforehand. That's what he says on the screen over here.
Sunday was a different story, he says.
I think he made up for it after the television appearance there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
That's awesome. Well, Clay, I'm so glad you came. We were trying to have kind of a shorter show and just wanted to bring a steady on. And old Molly Pooh said, Clay's the guy. We got to bring Clay back.
We've had a request for Clay to come back on.
We do.
Well, y'all knew I was going to be on here watching anyway, so why not? Right. Normally, I'm like in the recliner, kick back. I put my earbuds in because I mess up Donna watching, HGTV or whatever she's watching, and so I had to put the earbuds in. And then when I start cackling and laughing, she's like, grabs her phone and scrolls back to see what Lyle done said to piss you off, Courtney, and she has to go check all that out.
It doesn't take much, Clay. It doesn't take much.
No. Well, so what we want to do is like run through our regular show. We'll talk about Charlotte with you on here. If that's all right, you just be like a co-host.
Let's do it.
All right, Stevie, take back over. Let's roll through that. Do you have Molly's itinerary?
I don't know.
I do.
I am prepared. I got it. Okay. So, you want to roll through NHRA?
Yeah, let's recap NHRA with Clay.
All right. So it seems like the 4 wide is becoming more of a staple of our deal, right? So you guys had Vegas and Charlotte back to back 4 wide. Is it easier the second week in a row, or does it not matter? Do you get used to it?
Well, let me just throw this out here right now. If you saw my YouTube video from Sunday at Vegas, the second one was easier because the title of my video is "I'm an Idiot."
I did see part of it. I was watching.
Yeah, I'm an idiot because I 100% zoned in on getting my butt kicked by Doug Coletta. And moments later, after I had smoked the tires and shut the throttle off, I see a wing go by, and I'm like, you're an idiot. You could have beat somebody in the other side of that racetrack. But, yeah, it does get easier the second go-round because I didn't screw it up the second time.
The hardest part for me is not the staging process in a 4 wide or any of that. The hardest part for me is not knowing where the other 2 cars are on the other track. Because, I own my stuff. So, I don't want to blow it up for nothing. You don't want to blow your team owner's stuff up for nothing. And you don't know where they're at. And on Sunday, you have to blow it up, crash it. You don't know where they're at.
Yep.
So.
I mean, that's the very reason I shut it off. Doug Coletta was kicking my butt. And, I drive that thing like there's an egg on the gas pedal, even though I always stomp it when I leave the starting line. But from that point forward, man, you can cost yourself a fortune. And I was getting beat, and I just completely zoned out on that. And that is the hard part of 4 wide. You can't see the other cars.
Right.
Yeah, and Brad made a good point here. Talk about avoiding the pieces from Foley's car in your lane too. So throw 4 cars trying to figure out where you're at in the mix, and then you've got carnage.
Well, that was actually easy, even though Foley obviously had a massive boomer. I was idling top fuel car idles like 70 or 80 miles an hour. So I just – I was just weaving around out there. But I did tell Josh when I got out of the car, dude, there was parts out there if you were questioning what I was doing. And he just gave me one of these. That's all I got. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
I'm screwing up the whole recapping here. We've just dived off.
That's
down.
why we wanted you on.
We're here. That's why I want you on.
We kind of covered Proc, but we'll go into funny car. I think when we made our picks last week, we talked about momentum and how it had taken Proc a minute to, he's never been out of the mix, but last year was just so dominating. It's hard to come for a year after that and have anything look impressive. But it seems that team, when the ball starts rolling, it is really tough to stop. And I fear that that's where we're at right now.
Before we move on from Top Fuel, let's rewind a little bit and hit on the fact that I picked the Top Fuel winner 2 races in a row. Thank you.
Look.
Thank you.
And it was the 1,000th.
We're going to talk about all that.
It was a big deal. The 1,000th win. And if y'all watched NHRA TV, they gave Garlitz a trophy. And I didn't know the original trophy from the first race had been destroyed from, I don't remember if it was a fire or flood. Somebody will tell me I'm dumb in the comments, but it was destroyed somehow. And Tom Patzis from Cold Hard Art and NHRA gifted another one back to Dawn. And it was so cute. Kind of watching him up there, he thought he was giving it to, whoever for the day, and he didn't really realize that they were giving him one back again. And that was really cool and special of NHRA to do that. But the 1,000th race, man, those milestone ones, Clay, do you have any big milestone ones? You do, don't you?
Yeah, I might have a couple of those. First thing that actually pops to mind is one that will never repeat itself, and that is winning the last race ever at Bandamere.
Oh,
you know, and that's kind of a sucky one, but it meant a lot to us, and I hold that one up there pretty high because, you know, you can only win the first once, and you can only win the last one. You know, and there'll be another
race is a big deal. I know a lot of drivers love closing out a racetrack.
Yeah, I mean that was a big one. You know, no question about it.
Biggest regrets I have of my career. I was in the final, the last race of Atlanta. When Atlanta closed down, it's my home track, and I got crushed in the final. And like, I think I wanted that race about as bad as anyone there ever was, and ended up losing. I think Justin Bond crushed me in the final.
Erica got to close out Houston, which was really special being from Houston. And then honestly, she did an interview. She did the B00 Take 00 podcast the other day, and they'd asked like some good questions. You know, what's one of the biggest misses of your career? And Clay, she did say never winning at Bandamere. Like Bandamere, we grew up running juniors at Bandamere. We literally grew up at that racetrack, and she runnered up the nationals in a junior twice, like never won at Bandamere. And that day she went to the semis in both pro stock cars, the last Bandamere. And we literally both cried on the way home. And she's not like I lose and cry, but those mean so much to you when a track is special and you never got it done. And now it's just over.
Yep.
We have one of our in-house customers is from Colorado, and folks don't understand how much that facility closing affects our whole motorsports community on the West Coast. Like, you know, they talk about they have to come east to race now. I mean, you know, much more than what they used to. So we all miss.
Just a special place on the mountain, and the Bandameres are such great people. That's a really cool one, Clay.
Yeah, it is. And you know, we all hope they're building another place, but nothing will ever be the same. As they're not going to allow anybody to cut the side of a mountain and make a racetrack out of it. It'll never be the same.
When you're on the track and you can see the highway and the valley, you're not going to ever recruit.
And you know, Red Rock's behind you. You got the go-kart track. You got the dinosaur park. Like, it was so cool.
Yeah,
so cool.
And not only did I get a Wally, but I also got a special trophy. You know, that was really cool from John Bandamere. That was pretty awesome. You know, so. Yeah, that one's up there pretty high, but I'm going to give you one that I lost. And unlike you, Stevie, I know who beat me for sure.
I know who beat me too. I think it was Justin.
I lost the final round of Gainesville, the 50th. So it was a gold Wally. You know, it looked different. And Richie Crampton crushed me, as you would say. I lost on a hole shot by 5 thousandths in the Gator Nationals final. And that one's now haunting me a little bit because, and I want to ask y'all this too. I consider, you know, obviously the U.S. Nationals is a major, you know, thinking in golf terms. You're down there by Augusta, Stevie. The Winter Nationals is a major. So to me, there's only one left major, and that's Gainesville, because, you know, we don't have Englishtown was a major. We don't have that no more. And Bandamere was kind of like in that area, but I think we have 3 majors, and I've got 2 of them, and I keep thinking about losing to Richie Crampton by 5 thou. You know, you don't never know if you're going to get that opportunity again, but man, I really want to win Gainesville badly now so I can say I won the Triple Crown. You know,
I cannot win Gainesville. I have been to the final. I set the world record against Todd Tutterow in 2019. I went 64 with a 6. He went 65, I think, with a 0. I'm 21 on the tree, and he's 15 and crushed me. I mean, I
remember that.
Can't get it there. Like, I mean, we can run good there. We haul ass there. There in Norwalk are my kryptonite.
I think there's something about Gainesville because Erica won Gainesville last year. It took her 20-something years, and same thing, Stevie. She set the ET record that just got broke this year. Set the ET record round 1 against Bo Butner, which I'd say this to his face, who is not chronological as a lever usually, beat her on a hole shot first round as she set the ET record, and that hurt bad. Wow, go ahead. We know you want to show it.
Oh, I was gonna show you when I won the 1000th national event, they gave this black chrome Wally out, and Courtney's the only one in here that hasn't won the U.S. Nationals. Just saying, but so that one means a lot, obviously. But the black chrome deal that they gave us when we won Vegas was pretty freaking cool. So I've only won 3, but I've won some pretty cool ones.
I mean, but that's just something that is a rare thing, and I lost that opportunity. 100% my fault. But would y'all agree with me that there's 3 majors? Would y'all agree with that?
I would.
100%.
Because I had some people want to tell me that the finals, at Pomona would be considered a major, and I don't think so, because I think that whole weekend is focused on the champion.
Yeah.
You could win that race, but you're not. And
No,
if you didn't win the championship,
Winter Nationals is a standalone bigger race.
I agree.
Than the World Finals.
I agree.
And the ambiance of the Gators is what makes it. It's the beginning of the year. Everybody's got new stuff. Everybody's got new people. Everybody's excited. We're all ripping.
It's like one of the originals that had a name, like the Gators. It's just it's a very unique deal, and that's definitely a big bucket list one. And thank you so much, Lyle, for pointing out that I'm the only one that doesn't have a U.S. Nationals win. So appreciate you.
All right, we're playing this thing off in the ditch. So where were we at? We're in Charlotte.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Langdon winning the 1000th race, which was very cool, and he is very earning of that. He's one of the best drivers out there, and the Coletta boys have been on it. They've won every single Too Fast, Too Tasty. And Doug has won 2 races and Sean's won 1. Is that correct?
I don't
know. Fuck. Either way, they're killing it right now. And it was really cool to see Sean do that, because I'm biased to people who, I say this all the time, go through the system of drag racing. And Sean is one of the originals who's been through the entire system. And I think that's very cool for history that it went to him. So congrats there, Lang Dongy. What?
Yeah, call him that.
Yes, I can. I've known him 100 years. I can call him whenever I want.
Okay. That's gonna stick.
Lang Dongy.
That's gonna stick.
You gotta have your vowels right there.
Tell him you're from Texas without telling him you're from Texas.
That's probably pretty true. Anyway, so now we move on to funny cars. We kind of talked about the Prock Rocket already. That thing's on fire.
I want to stop y'all for 1 second. And y'all are racers. We're all racers. Do y'all truly know what happened? Well, Courtney, you're out because you're a reporter now. But do y'all know what happened in any other area than your pit area? When I go home or I go back to the hotel or back to my motorhome, I have to get on Drag Race Central and look. And I literally start at stock because those are my buddies, stock, super gas, super comp. I go through the whole thing because if I get home sometimes and somebody be like, who won funny car?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Me, I am so immersed when we're at the racetrack. I never leave my pits unless I'm going to the starting line. And I'm like that. Like, we have the live feed going all the time. And when you guys are running, we're trying to watch you. But unless there's some downtime, I'm the same as you. I never know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't. No.
I can attest to that as the reporter now. So before, I wouldn't, unless I happen to hear it on our live stream at the pit. If it's not elite or pro stock or whatever, like you don't have the space for it. And I think that people don't understand, like, you're there all day. How can you not know? But we work in shifts, right? You go to the starting line in your shift. We pass you as we're leaving the starting line. But one of the coolest things, and I said on the beginning of this show, with what I am doing with NHRA now and being up there and getting to literally watch every single pass and have to be aware of what's going on, I have never consumed an NHRA race the way that I am consuming it now. And it's very different.
Lyle, are you going to Rockingham this weekend? Sorry.
I'm not. I've made, I don't know, like 40 runs, something like that, past 12 days, been at the racetrack, 10 out of 12. And it is for the betterment of my home life. If I steer clear of the racetrack this weekend.
That's probably fair.
I was ready to do anyway.
Hey, Lyle, you know what happens when you've been married 40 years? Your wife will start to ask you on an off weekend, aren't you going to the racetrack this weekend?
I thought you were going to say you get a doghouse built outside that was like a window unit. But,
no, he's probably nicer than you.
That's very true. But no, we're smack dab in the middle of potty training an almost 3-year-old, and
yeah, you need to stay home, brother.
You're about to start over there, big boy.
Yeah,
Oh man,
potty training's a different deal.
Anyway,
growed up.
Where was this?
Courtney, how old were you when you potty trained, or are you yet?
Still working on it, buddy. Still working on it.
Just make sure.
Please do. I'm going to find out one day there's going to be some rogue DNA test, and we're going to find out that y'all are brother and sister like on Joe Dirt. Not exactly like that, but y'all are going to be related.
If it comes out, I want to do it on the Maury show.
That would be so awesome. Anyway, this is just me and you shouldn't be allowed to communicate. So anyway, moving on. Let's go to Pro Stock. Shocker. The KB show. We're still working on it, but we talked about earlier. Old Erica got a round win. We qualified.
Can't build a mountain without getting a hill first.
Gosh, dang it! But pretty cool to see Dallas Glenn win that because performance-wise, Greg Anderson is just crushing everybody. But I like it when the young bucks leave on the old guys.
I don't.
They almost came out.
So I got to know, Courtney. I hear all the crew guy stuff, and I keep hearing, and I don't know if I can really say it or not about what's happening power wise. Is something to do with the intake. What can you tell us about that? That the Pro Stock intake gate. Intake gate. Is there something to that or no?
There is something to that, and what I will say, I will say less than I won't say. But what I will say is that
that's a first.
I was about to say, what are you talking about?
There was a large meeting that had about 35 people in it in the NHRA tower. It lasted over an hour. I walked by 100 times. I put my ear on the door trying to figure out what was going on. A lot of yelling, a lot of laughing, a lot of Richard's hands going up, a lot of beard twisting, a lot of calm downs, a lot of this. And they came to, nothing was resolved except that they have a group of people now and a method of how to resolve things. So
you're all going to have some more meetings about the meeting.
Meetings about the meetings, but they there's 5 representatives because it just kind of gets out of hand when there's two main teams and all of that goes along with it. But we have small team representation, NHRA representation. There is not a common ground quite yet, but it's a gate for sure.
All right, so tell me this because I'm not so familiar. How much horsepower difference is there from KB and Elite right now? Is that 5, 100? Is it 10?
Not anywhere near what it's applying to on the racetrack. It's all application.
Okay. I didn't know like what a number 1 versus a number 16 Pro Stock car has.
Usually it's within a few, under 5, like around 5-ish.
Really?
So tell me, this is interesting. So I know because I know a lot more about NASCAR than I used to. Like they occasionally, like they grab an engine from each of the, the lease companies. And do they do that in Pro Stock?
Yes, we have every bay is full of them. All of our trailers, each bay is full.
No. Will they take an Elite motor and a KB motor to a neutral site? No. So how do you know?
I thought you meant like within each other, like trade and No.
But I'm just saying, well, how do you know that there's only 5 or 10 horsepower difference? How do you know that?
Right, that's what I was getting at.
I mean, I guess you don't, but the guys that are in the thick of it we're all enemies, right? Like it's real. If y'all don't think that shit's not, Bloods and Crips, you're crazy. It 100% is. But Richard and Greg have this really, and if y'all know Richard, Clay, you can understand this. It's a very respectful situation between the two of them. And through the years, they've gotten past the bullshit and the secrets and this and that. They still have a lot of secrets, but when they came together to make sure that Pro Stock was going to have the car count that we do have, and they revitalized it to what it is, they worked together. So Richard and Greg have this weird bond that they kind of saved the class, and they want to continue to to make it as even as possible, with each person wanting their head to rear the best, obviously. But I think it's maybe just a mutual respect of communication of like where they are at. I don't know if a couple of guys talk to each other maybe, but supposedly through the off season, we were quite close, and like all of our engines, we like to have them within like 3 to 7 of each other, and they know which ones are which. But I know they set that up the same way, but they're not doing. Erica said this in an interview. They're not that much faster than they were last year. We are slower, and so the gap has definitely widened because they had us last year as well. So when it comes to R&D and dyno numbers and stuff, we're trusting the fact that we're still in the same situation because they didn't gain any ground. We have big application problems with full, with intake, with all the things, and gray areas on the rule of intake within an intake kind of things and all of that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm on the development side, so all that stuff's fascinating.
We should honestly get like Kyle Bates and Dallas Glenn on the show at the same time or something. Like that would be really cool.
Like for a Pro Mod car, like our stuff is about 25 horsepower. Like, you know, from a number 1 qualifier to a number 8 or 9, it's about 25, and it's probably 50 from 1 to 16. So like we see that, like we
that's pretty
fair. Trying to pick up 5 and 6 on the dyno, but when we can find 10 or 15, I can show you that.
When we find like 2 or 3, we're pleased. If you can find 5, like that's a big deal.
That's awesome. That's cool.
So
if you find 400 or 500, you can see it on the track or
yeah, all of that. So anyway,
I want to go on record right here on the Shake and Bake show that Dallas Glenn is freaking awesome.
He is awesome.
He is awesome. He is killing.
He freaking drives the truck. He gets in there and gets with it. He's impressive. Like I just think the world of how hard he works to do what he does.
Did you ever see Clay? Remember, I came and did that video with you and the dogs and all that. We did one in Dallas with Dallas, this year. And we followed him around while he was on setup day. So that's on Flow Racing's YouTube. It's I think Bring Courtney to Work Day with Dallas Glenn. Very enlightening to the grunt work that Dallas Glenn does on that team.
So a couple years ago, he won Vegas. And me and Donna were there on a Monday, and I'm like, let's go by and, you know, swing by when we were headed to the airport and like see if Dallas is still here, tell him congratulations, whatever. And the kid's got the hood up on the big truck and is buried in diesel grease.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with the truck. And you know, the kid won on Monday and he's hood up, elbows deep in the freaking tractor truck. I'm like, I love that. I love a kid that does that.
And he's a freaking driver.
Yes, he is.
Did you see the video that Sadie just posted? She's coming back from a run in her dragster and she pulls up beside the trailer. Dallas is standing there and he's in his like yellow hat, you know, his NHRA yellow hat. I guess you get those for number 1 qualifier. And like he comes up, he's still wearing the hat. Like he's qualified number 1 in pro stock. And he's over there helping Sadie and working on her dragster and whatnot for her to run. Like,
yeah, very cool.
He is a good dude.
Yeah.
No, he's he is absolute championship caliber for sure. So.
And we all absolutely whiffed on pro stock. No, you guessed it right. Pro stock motorcycle, didn't you, Stevie?
Yes,
you did.
Yep. He said Matt Smith got her done.
I went a twofer. I got that and I got Pro Mod. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
You did get Pro Mod, but it was cool to see Matt Smith win. Nobody wants, like, this is not a dig at Gage, right? Like, we love watching Gage win. He's making history, but it's got to stay exciting for people to want to watch.
Yep.
And Matt Smith got her done.
Brad said make sure your intake's the right color.
Make sure you have the right towel over it. Turn your cars around, put a towel on it. No, Pro Stock is a whole messy thing. There's a bunch of It's ridiculous.
He's referring to Bob Tasca.
Oh, Bob Tasca's deal. Okay, well, in the Pro deal, we have this rule about a cover, and the big debate right now is what is technically a cover, and like certain towels aren't covers. So my bad on the fuel joke. I took it Pro Stock. Clay, I remember when I first met you, we were running modifieds in the dragster, and then Big Sexy Tyrone, my cousin, won the pinks all out back to back in the 55 Chevy. That's cool.
Pinks is coming back.
It is Bruno.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I've got let's see if this is here. Let's see if this is here. So Donnie Urban just sent this to me. He said that you probably will not remember it. This was from 2015. He won, and there you are giving him his trophy, giving his interview. Old Hollywood.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Hey,
look at that guy.
look at that haircut. Holy
So you got
crap.
the old high and tight there.
Right up there.
Makes me go write somebody a speeding ticket.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Stevie. Now it's y'all's turn. Let's talk pro.
Let's talk about pro mods. Okay.
Did we even talk about anything? I've derailed all of
Oh yeah, no, we got it all.
We're doing
All right.
good.
Okay.
Clay, this whole show is a side railed piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
There's sometimes we can kind of keep it on tracks, and sometimes I just give up and let them ram it in the ditch. It just is what it is.
Pro mod, let's go.
So I come off the trailer with the pick and pick J.R. Gray to win Pro Mod. And not only did he win, he crushed the field.
Everybody.
Crushed it. Todd Petro, Mark Savage, Grant O'Rourke, Alan Nobby, all of those guys are just crushing it. And Mike's running good too. They just look like they missed it a little bit. But JR, not only in performance, but behind the wheel, crushed it.
Yeah. It was a pretty impressive weekend for those guys, I'll be honest.
Crushed it to the tune of the fact that Screwblowers got 30 pounds added to it for the next.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. They just lopped 30 on us out there, just trying to help us out. So
I think what's cool for me about, again, the stories about JR and his success now is I think he's still kind of on his FU tour from the bypass and from them taking that Wally back. And every time he gets one put in his hands, I love it because I know no matter how much time goes on, that's still a little bit of what that means every time they put one in his hands. Like, you ain't taking this one back.
Stevie, let's talk about the rules and why they do what they do. As a whole, JR, one, he outran the entire class and outperformed the entire class by leaps and bounds. Both behind the wheel and in performance. Mark Savage and Todd did a really good job. It was pretty impressive. But JR pretty much solely caused that's a pretty major rule change. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot. When you're talking about quarter mile pro mods that are ran all out, 30 pounds, that's a lot.
So,
and how do you from put yourself in the rule maker's shoes for just a second, right? Like, JR goes out there and crushes the field. Is low for every session. In the final, he's low by several hundredths. And they feel like they need to make a change, which is fair. However, for everyone else running a screw blower, you guys included, who did not run that good, obviously the 30 pounds affects all of you the same, right? So what is fair? What do you think? Because I think that was a little much, and just the same thing as the bypass. The punishment, in my opinion, didn't quite fit the crime.
we ran very well. We were the second quickest and fastest car of the entire race day. We went 568 at 255 miles an hour. So we crushed everyone but JR.
Right.
So we're running well. 30 pounds at one time is a lot. I don't agree with how they lumped it on the screw blowers. So, JR and 7 or 8 of the top 10 cars on the sheet are running a 4.9. And what they're doing is they're obsoleting the 4.8 bore space Hemi combination. I thought that it would be tiered a little bit of weight on the 4.9, a little bit of weight on the 4.8, but 30 pounds at one time is a big shot. I mean, everybody's like, it's 30 pounds. Quarter mile racing, that's going to slow it down. Like that's a big deal right there. People, when I hear someone talk about weight not mattering, first, I know they're an idiot. And 2, they don't understand how physics works. These things are so limited on what we can make for power that weight will slow it down a lot. I think it's a big shot at one time. I really do. The Pro Charger guys, they were 3.5 numbers behind JR, right? But second quickest of all. So I went 68 in E1, JR goes 65, and Jose goes 69. So besides JR, the Pro Charger is as fast as anything else. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. we'll see. Going into the summer, we don't really know.
Clay, anymore? Do you guys see rule changes at all?
For us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ever anymore?
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it. At the beginning of, was it this year? I think it was. They added 50 pounds to a top fuel car.
Yeah, that just makes your whole season going down the drain.
50.
That's huge.
Y'all think about this. A top fuel car minimum weight after a run, after we done burned 14 gallons of fuel, 2,390 pounds. Think about a dragster that weighs 2,390. That's the minimum.
Right. That's crazy. Like, it didn't, like 2 or 3 years ago, weren't you guys like 2,200 pounds? What the minimum? 22.
It's been a little more than that, but 2,390.
When we get to drag radio, we'll talk about how my other combination that we filled got 50 pounds this week too. And I can tell you exactly what it does to that thing. It took it from being number 1 to number 8 right there. 4.5 hundredths in the 8th mile right off the rip. I didn't believe it. I flew from Virginia to Alabama to run that thing. And I was like, maybe I'm just remote tuning it and not doing good. Nope. 50 pounds is 4.5 hundredths.
Like, how do they get to that number? Like, how did they agree? Like 30. Yep, that'll even it out.
There's a committee that advises on what they need to do.
Right.
NHRA ultimately makes the decision, but there is a pro mod rule committee, 4 or 5 really smart people that have the best interest of the class that they kick rocks back and forth and kind of come up with a plan, advise NHRA.
Okay,
but,
that's good.
Ultimately, it's NHRA sandbox.
So those 4 or 5 people, do they all run different power adders, so to speak?
Yeah, they try to have a pro charger rep, a screw blower rep, a roots blower rep, and a nitrous rep. And as that goes, I think the personnel changes. I'm on the financial side of the board, so we try to completely separate that. So my job and the other 7 people that are with me we're for growth and development, and we don't want, because we see the finances and fund the deal, we don't want to be involved in the performance side. So it's a completely different side. I don't know anything about that side. And we do that on purpose. But it's Pro Mod's healthy and it's growing. We had 24 cars there. We would have had 25. We had somebody pull out at the last minute. But the racing is great. I would much rather them do some of these knee-jerk reactions in the beginning of the season before we get to the countdown. So, like, that's kind of what I look at. We'll see.
What was their reasoning, Clay, behind 50 pounds on you guys?
You want my opinion or what they said?
Both.
I don't know what they said. I know my opinion. My opinion is that they're punishing open cockpit cars. That's my opinion.
Oh.
Right.
That's my opinion. I don't know what the reasoning was, but
I mean, that makes sense.
I can't help it if you want to run a closed cockpit car and now I got to carry extra weight because you want to close a closed cockpit.
Right. Like that was a decision that added that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a good point.
So do you think NHRA wants all closed cockpit cars?
No, I think that there was some team owners that didn't want to spend the money to maintain, a closed cockpit car equal to the weight of an open cockpit car. This is all purely my opinion. Everybody commenting. I don't know who those owners are. Y'all know, and I've said this on here a lot. I'm not part of the club. Never have, never will be. I'm not part of the clique. I'm in Drummond's, Tennessee, and that's just me. That's my opinion.
I mean, that's a pretty knowledgeable opinion. Like it makes sense of why you would think that though, because then it really evens out whatever that difference may have been.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Mark, where you put the weight is the key, but it's not the weight that slows you down as much as it wrecks your combination.
Yeah.
So everybody says, they put weight on me. It made my car faster. It only made your car faster because your car wasn't correct before.
Yep.
And it fixed the problem. So for us, it means a different torque converter, a different transmission ratio, different car balance, crank height, fuel system. It's a lot because you can't run the wheel speed that you used to run. That doesn't work anymore. Yep. And the converter's instantly 2% looser at the finish line. So it's not so much. It is car balance is a big thing, but it's really what it does to your whole program that affects it.
Oh yeah, it changes it all. You can just suddenly go from we know this is going to go down the racetrack till suddenly it just won't, and you're completely lost. All your notes are useless.
Yep, he's starting over every time.
Now, I think this may loosely relate, but we got to talk about Brittany's speed record, right? That was a really big deal. 4 wide is mayhem, and if you go back and watch how they called the race, right? Like, I almost think they didn't realize that because Doug set the ET record for the track, number one qualifier.
They missed it.
And then you go back and you can hear Brian Lones's octave go from like here to here when he realized what happens. But we haven't really talked about this much on here, Clay, but a lot of people, Brittany was one of the first ones that kind of committed and to not using the mud flaps, the quote unquote mud flaps and all of that. I would like your opinion also on why yes, why no, and like, does that have any kind of difference of these big mile an hours that we're seeing? You read, nobody's really spoke on it yet, right? Like, I don't know enough about what it would do except like temperature or downforce, whatever. But like,
tire.
Is that doing anything drastic, or why is it being such an open choice?
Here's the problem. I don't think anybody truly does know, other than
no one's talking.
But well, I mean, think about it. You can take a pro stock car and you can put it in the wind tunnel, and those numbers mean something. You can put a funny car body in a wind tunnel, and those numbers mean something. You can't put a 30-foot long top fuel car in a wind tunnel and have those numbers mean anything, because you can't arch the car up a foot off the ground in the center and learn anything with the car sitting stationary in a wind tunnel. And I am definitely not the smartest guy on this freaking panel right here, but I can tell you that those cars arch up so much that, wind tunnel numbers don't really mean anything for a top fuel car. There are way smarter people out there than I am, but the only way I think that they're learning anything is doing back-to-back with them on, with them off. But even then, a top fuel car, a nitro car, a pro mod car, they're all so unpredictable. You can't say, well, it's going to go out there and run 375.
Right.
It just doesn't work that way. I think, it's a trial by fire kind of thing. We haven't taken them off yet. I even had a very smart man who's in the IMSA series. He's a huge drag race fan. He is a legit race engineer. And I asked him about it, and he said, did I just not see you and another car in the final round of Pomona, and y'all both had them on all the way through? And I'm like, yeah. And he said, looking at it, I'm going to tell you that the mud flaps slow you down. And he said, but we don't really know. And this is a legit engineer,
Is it true that Goodyear wants them off for tire temp? I've heard that rumor.
I've heard that too.
Right. Can it keep the tire cooler? Can the tire last better? You guys are running 340 now.
Yeah. I don't know. But you know what? The first thing I think of from a guy that's done this, what do you say about Ricky Smith? He's been racing for how long? I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Father time. I can tell you that not running them makes me think about the number of times that I have ran over something that literally busted the front of the mud flap. What's going to happen when you run over something and there's no mud flap there to deflect that?
When you run over a blower pulley, when the guy throws a supercharger in your lane.
Yep. So I blew a tire out at Vegas 2 years ago at 331 or 30, whatever, 330 mile an hour, let's just say. Goodyear did an amazing job reconstructing all those pieces. And they basically, did everything. And they would not say this because they couldn't legit say, this is what caused it. But a Zeus fastener blew a tire out on my top fuel car. Right. That's what I'm saying. And they did everything but say that. So I'm not one way or the other on the mud flap thing. Like, I'm really not. But I think for all the positives you can come up with, lower tire temperature and all that. I'm not going to argue that because it's probably true. But what about that one Zeus fastener you hit with your front tire that goes back there and hits your rear tire?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have literally had busted mud flaps on our top fuel car before that hit where we, the square part that you can see. So I don't know.
Performance over protection preference.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't.
I think that it's interesting because maybe I've just not paid attention to anything more than my bubble, as you said earlier today. But I don't feel like there's been in a long time a rule change that has had this grace period that this has. That's had this pick and choose. We'll get your input. I don't feel like they've been that open of giving this grace period in a really long time. But I think that speaks volumes of the fact that like everyone's learning through this, and I've never really seen anything like it.
Yep.
I want to hit this comment before we go past. Dan, I completely disagree with that. We said that when I first started racing pro mods, our minimum weight was 2350. Actually, the nitrous car didn't have a minimum weight. They made that. But we raced these cars at 2350, and I heard this argument. And then we made them 2400. Then we made them 2450. Then we made them 25. Now our cars are 2,675 pounds. And they're no cheaper to build, no cheaper to race, and no safer than they used to be. If you can't build a pro mod car and get it to 2,675, you're going to the wrong chassis shop. And when cars get heavier, Billy Stockland told me this when I first started racing pro mods, and I told him he was wrong, and I had to call him and tell him he was right. I said, Billy, it'd be cheaper if we just make all these cars heavier because it evened the field up. And he said, no, when you make the cars heavier, you take the ingenuity out of it, and it becomes whoever's got the biggest wallet with the most horsepower that can blow up the most stuff. And it took me a while to realize that. If you made all your top fuel cars 2,500, whoever's got the most motors they can put in there is going to win.
Yep.
And that's a lot of truth. So I don't think so. I think we're at a weight now where anybody can make weight.
I know we said we were going to have a short show tonight, and here we are getting
two more sanctioning bodies to cover.
I know we're going to blaze through those, but I think that's very interesting because we hadn't hit on the mud flaps yet, and people had been asking about it. So, did we just finish the fourth race where they had said try it out, or do we have one more, Clay?
We've not made a run with them off, so
you don't care.
we don't know. Yeah. I can tell you this: it is a hugely valuable sponsor spot.
Totally, right. And I think now more than ever.
Yeah.
Because now people are talking about it.
Yeah.
Like,
it shows up in every photo, every television shot. That piece sticking out there is like, hey, look at me right here.
I remember when Brittany made that run in Gainesville, when she went 300 to the 8th, I got the photo sent to me to put on Flow. And because I'm so dumb and in my pro sec, I was like, something looks really weird about this car. And I didn't notice because I don't care, but I didn't notice, but it looks very nostalgic and very different without them. But
yeah, it does.
Before we go, we got to blaze through PDRA, but before we do, Stevie, look at what Molly just uploaded of that old picture of Clay.
Yeah, I got it right here. So this was sent to our deal. This guy says, you're a stand-up guy, lost son to cancer in December of 2018. You carried this picture all weekend in your driver's suit, almost won the race, and gave the time me and my wife went to Charlotte that year and signed it. This right here is why we love Clay Millican. Like, that's the deal right there. Look at that young guy, Clay. Look at you.
Crazy how long ago that's been.
But you make a difference in so many. I've heard so many Clay stories. It's unreal. You're a real human and you make a difference for people. And it's little shit like that. Like we just told the beer guy, one thing can live forever.
Yep. All right. You want to get on the PDRA and then do the radio stuff? Because I'm going to unhinge when we start talking about the Bama Outlaws.
Yeah, let's blaze through some PDRA real quick.
Okay, so before we get to PDRA, before we start talking about it, I have a huge KTR announcement that we've been waiting a long time to announce. I wasn't going to announce it, but because I was going to plan a big media splash for all this deal, but I just got permission to announce it, so I'm going to announce it.
Am I going to have to write a Flow Racing article after the show tonight, you dick?
Yeah. Yes, you are. So it's like I got all y'all waiting to see what I'm going to say, so I want to see if I can carry it out as long as I can. So KTR has partnered with my man Fletcher Cox Cox Racing to help field his pro street car in PDRA and beyond. I know if you guys saw Fletcher come out and run his first race at PDRA this weekend, he did absolutely awesome. I mean, that's the eyes of a killer right there.
Total.
Phil Schuler.
He drove really well.
Drove really good. Phil Schuler on board as the crew chief of record on this car. Phil's doing a great job tuning it. Long time folks at PDR, and we are super excited. Fletcher's a guy that can choose to go anywhere he wants to. I mean, anywhere he wants to go race and partner with anybody he wants to. And
he
to have him
on the beach for the rest of his life.
Right, and to have him choose our team to help him.
He does that too.
He does. He's going to be sitting on the beach tomorrow. But that's a good KTR. If you guys aren't following Fletcher's social, they're working on getting his social media, Instagram and Facebook, on his racing side going. His football side still blazing, but follow him, Fletcher Cox 9191, and we're really excited about that.
Dang, that's cool, brother.
That is cool.
I mean, wasn't there some rivalries over the years there, and he's over at KTR now?
No, not really. I ran Fletcher's car 15 years ago when he had a garage car with a small block Ford in it.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago. So we've always had a good relationship, no rivalry there at all. We've been waiting for a long time to announce this, so we're excited about it. No rivalry. KTR is growing leaps and bounds, and as we add teams, we're looking to add people that are like-minded that want to win, and that's what we got.
That's awesome. Congratulations, brother.
Courtney, are you making fun of Lyle?
Yeah, and he's not noticing, and I thought it was rude.
All right, let's get PDRL. All
right. Pro Nitrous, Marcus Butner. Marcus Butner. So prior to this, before the last couple of years, I feel like we had 2 winners in Pro Nitrous, and that's just who we talked about. We've had a lot of new winners in there. And the old young buck drove his ass off and got it done. Beat Amber Denton in the finals.
Yeah, that was
the first time in Pro Nitrous. Yeah,
I think so. I'm not positive, but I do think so. That's why I wasn't going to say that. But he's always been in the mix. Jackson, he's always been in the mix. But yeah, he poor Amber wants that first win in Pro Nitrous, and stop it. Her and Blake both runnered up that weekend. But that was really cool for Marcus Butner, and teamed up with Jay Cox and all of that. So a Jay Cox win there. And then Pro Boost, as competitive as always, Kurt Stedding got it done as he should. He was on the freaking tree this weekend, and he doubled up with his son, Ethan, in Pro Street, who beat Blake Denton, who won the previous race, in the final round for their second father-son winner circle together. And that was really
cool when they do that.
Dude, they did it on, I think it was it was like around Father's Day last year, but Ethan and Kurt, and then there was another, I'm going to get crucified for this, but there was another father. Oh, it was Amber and Tommy. And it was like father-daughter and father-son at a double up at a PDRA event. But that's what I love about PDRAs. There's so much family there. But Ethan, really cool for him coming from juniors all the way up. And Stevie, like you said, Pro Street is just, Pro Street's going to take over.
It's smoking. It is smoking right now. Like it's one of the coolest classes in racing right now. Just there's still cars, and I hope they make them still stay mostly cars.
What is Pro Street, Stevie? I don't know exactly what it is.
So Pro Street is a slick tire class. Most of the guys run on 33 10.5Ws, like the old Outlaw 10.5.
Yep.
And they're mostly stock wheelbase cars, and many of them are actually cars. So there's some purpose-built cars, but like Mike Cecina, his car is a Mustang. Like it drove down the road, right?
So you mean like a back half car?
Yeah, a back half car. His is a stock front end. Now you can have strut front end and carry weight penalty. You can move the engine and carry weight penalty. It's kind of like Pro Mod that there's all different types of combinations. There's turbos, roots, screws, Pro Chargers, nitrous cars. Everything runs in a tiered weight system. You get weight breaks for different tires. But the main thing is they're floppy tires. You can run them when the sun's out, and the competition is stiff. Like 2 years ago, it was a novice class. Now people are running cars that run cars, and it's pretty exciting. It's like the old Outlaw 10.5.
It's old school Outlaw 10.5 as close as you can get today.
Yeah, like the fast cars are in the 390s. You're still competitive if you're running 4 flat to low teens. It's pretty cool.
That ain't no joke though. 390s and 4 flat. That ain't no joke.
Yeah, and these cars are heavy. Like Mikey's car is 2,865 pounds on a 10.5, and we went 412 at 183.
And they're full fields. Within 3 years, this thing has catapulted. Like the popularity of it.
Lyle called it a year and a half ago. Remember, Lyle, we were talking about radials and slicks? Called it.
No, it's a really cool deal. And there's a lot of young kids too.
Well, another cool class that Tyler kind of came up with, or I give him most of the credit. There could have been some more brains behind that were a push for it. But Super Street, which is another class within the PDRA, they all run on a 28 10.5. Much more power limited than those. I mean, not that the Outlaw 10.5 or the Pro Street cars aren't real cars, but those are like real deal, old small tire, stock bodied, a lot of them probably still have steel fenders, like they're real old cars, and it's a really neat class. They're running 450s, 460s on a 28 10.5, and they're heavy, and then Super Street, one of our longtime customers, you've probably heard the name Sam Vincent before. He's always ran a teal Fox body with a small block Ford. His son is now driving, and Austin Vincent won his first PDRA Ironman this weekend in Super Street, running consistent 450s and 60s. So that class too is freaking cool. When it was kind of in its infancy, I'd actually thought about putting an 88 millimeter turbo on Beer Money and going out there and running, because they were running some 480s and whatnot, and now it's gone well beyond that, like anything else. But those two classes are freaking cool, man. That you don't have to have Pro Street's getting close. You don't have to have a pro mod budget to go out there and run with them. Like Stevie said, the biggest thing for me, at least watching even the pro mod classes, but those is for years, for at least the past 5, the small tire cars all ran radials, and it was all so dependent on what time of day was that the sun been on the racetrack, all this prep and whatnot. And now we've got the same cars on slick tires, and they're running sun up, sun down. It doesn't matter. And it's just much better racing, way better. It's really cool.
Last thing on PDRA, I got to give the Mountain Motor or the Extreme Pro Set guys, Jeremy Huffman. He's run it up a few times. Really, really, really nice Southern guy. Finally got her done. I gave him shit at Media Day about being a bridesmaid. Now he's the bride. Got his first win there. So that was very, very cool.
Clay, how far are you from Bristol?
500 miles.
Oh, Jesus.
Woo, that's like the other side.
I'm as far away and still in the state, just like Bristol's half and half, not in the state. Got to remember, I'm on the bottom corner.
Yeah, it's like people think North Carolina is small. They're like, oh, you're from North Carolina, you're about Lyle. I'm like, you can be 5 hours from Lyle, 6 hours from Lyle, be in North Carolina.
Yeah, you can. I was going to say late in the year, the PDRA goes to Bristol, but that's not exactly a little drive over for you. So,
Courtney, are the cops at your house?
Probably so. It's probably the deportation crowd.
Probably immigration. Shit. I did have a Cinco de Mayo dinner at my house. They're very confused. They don't know where the fuck I came from.
All right. Let's smoke into radial Bama Outlaws, because we need to talk about this. All right. We'll preface this with saying I'm sorry for all the people I'm about to piss off. But I'm naming that entire series the WRL, the Welfare Racing League, because no longer does hard work and achievement matter over there. They are dialing them in and bracket racing them. And if you're not careful and you make a good run, they're not going to penalize you. They're going to obsolete your whole combination. We went out and covered the field by 200s in Rockingham and got 50 pounds between races. And it's just a tough deal. My engine department is pissed off. Like Bob's like, why am I working night and day on this stuff to have a better motor than everybody else, when as soon as we run good, they take it from us. All-Stars ready to buy the whole series and crush it into the ground. And it's just a tough deal when they do stuff like that.
I thought that was your fucking program. Don't you have a say-so?
It is. It's my program, but I can't I'm going to go run. I'm not going to eat hot dogs like everybody else in between rounds and pitch cornhole. Like, we work on our car and make good runs. And Molly says CFH is also pissed off. Yeah, the Bama Outlaws doesn't need to send Chuck Ford a sponsorship proposal. So it's a tough deal, especially when you're working hard. And we've made a lot of gains. We've invested a lot, but we still ran good.
I'm good friends with the Hendersons and spend a lot of time over there hanging out with them. And there were many, many, many times that I went over there and the Buick was up in the air, the pan was off, and they were doing or had a head off or something. Like they flat working on that thing all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing that for 2 years. You know, we took that thing and put a program together. It's got my best combination, best motor, the best blower you can get in the world, and it should run out front. You should never be able to run within 200s of that thing over there. But now it's a mid-pack car. So we're not giving up. We're working, but if they keep taking it from us, we'll go race somewhere else. Like it's depressing.
Oh, hello.
I'm just saying, it's depressing. It'd be like if they told you, oh, you had a good run in Pro Stock. No longer do you get to run out front anymore. You're supposed to be average. I don't have an average program. I don't have an average engine. I don't have an average blower, and I'm not average tuning it. So, like, if you expect – this is what I keep telling the rule makers. If you think Chad Henderson's car needs to be 0, you have a serious problem. You'll never have another roots-blown car. Wow, I can't wait for you to come run that screw car and see where it runs. Like, I'm excited about it because they're making roots rules based on the screw blower weight as a barometer, but there's not a screw car running. So I need you to come out there and let's see what it'll run so that they can adjust my combo.
Well, I can assure you, old Lee White ain't gonna pull the sandbags out.
I know he will. That's what I'm saying. I want to see what that thing runs because that thing's heavy as hell. I mean, like, what are you guys, 3,200 or something, 3,250?
No, it's not as heavy as you think because with a standard 4.8 or 4.9, probably so, but we have that 4.6 deal, the David Reese motor, the small block Noonan deal. So it'll be a little different.
The difference between me and Ricky is Ricky would be crying because he's not competitive. I'm getting hit because I'm too fast. I'm not complaining. I just want him to quit taking it away from me.
There you go. You're somewhat involved in the RVW realm there, Stevie. Is there any stopping Ken Q?
Nope. And this is the whole thing that pisses me off. Can you imagine what would happen in radial racing if I won 3 or 4 races in a row? Like, what would happen? The whole world would end. They'd want 1,000 pounds on me. They'd want me to have to run 10 over on the blower. Like, but that combination could just smash everybody in the ground. And it's not because they're not doing great. Petty is doing awesome. Ken is doing awesome. That car is a unicorn. They should be winning. But just imagine, Chad won 1 race in 2 years, qualified number 1 twice, and they put 50 pounds on it. Can you imagine if a KTR car won 4 races in a row? Like, what would happen? You'd have to sell it. But to answer your question, no, there is no stopping Ken Q right now. He is doing good, driving good. Petty's got a handle on that thing, and they're hauling ass.
Something we didn't touch on about NHRA very quickly is he did not qualify for that event, which was I know, and different comp, all the things that you have to switch around, but he's still Ken Q. He's been consistent. He won the U.S. Nationals, was in the running for the championship, and that just goes to show you what's going on in Pro Mod in this country right now, that he can go out and win every race in the country, go to NHRA, have just a get behind, 1 run, and DNQ.
Here's what I can tell you, though. Nobody's going to take him lightly in the next race and be like, oh, that guy DNQ'd. Hell no. Like, it's just hard. So, like, that when stuff like that happens, if you look at the field that didn't qualify in Charlotte, those guys win races everywhere they go. So, like, it's a testament to how hard it is to win right now. It's hard everywhere. Clay, you can tell us. It's hard. It's hard to win.
Anywhere. It's hard to – well, I just asked Erica. It's hard to qualify.
Kleber, I talked to Lutz a little bit at Charlotte. What's the latest on the Dentley project?
Wow. You got to say something there, Stevie.
I'm good.
At the moment, Dentley, you know what? I might as well go on. Y'all talked about fajitas at the end of Beer Guy there.
Yeah.
So Sunday, I've got a actual, not me and my YouTube and, iPhone. I had a film crew here at the house Sunday filming a commercial for Denso. I've been partnered with them for 14 years. And so, we get done 9 o'clock at night, and I take them to my favorite Mexican place. And, and so Donna asked these people, what do y'all think about fajitas? And
God bless Donna.
and the guys, they're like, whatever. And she's like, well, I agree with Lyle a little bit in the fact that they do smell. And so there was multiple, Donna will eat fajitas. I'm just going to tell you that. But there was multiple people at the table when these fajitas come out that they did order, Lyle, by the way, but they were all going like this. So they're like, they do smell funny. I ain't never really noticed that before.
Yeah. Now you've all got COPD and emphysema. So congratulations.
Oh, get over it.
Oh, but back to Dentley. So the last time Dentley was at the racetrack, it's been several weeks. I have not been able to go back to a quarter mile in a little while, but it went the quickest and fastest it's ever been. And we ain't grudge racing here, and it's on the old YouTube channel, but it went 6:42 at 113.
Damn, that's good.
Which should be, I don't know, low 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, somewhere in there.
That's fast.
Which originally my goal for that thing was to run in the 10s. Well, we have leaped right by that because, I'm slowly getting the thing where it'll run better and better. The shocks just come back from Penske. We're going to make that thing look like some of them long travel Mustangs going down the track in that big old 4-door truck.
You got all 7-inch strut going on the track?
Yes. So I know Project Ronnie is taking back seat to KTR business, but
man, everything is. If y'all think y'all see me a lot at work, it's because that's all I do. I have work. I went and looked at my truck yesterday, and I'm like, I'm sorry, baby. I promise you I'm going to have a minute to work on you. KTR has consumed all of the free time.
It's understandable, but at the same time, I have a full-time job too, and somehow I've got Dentley running. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm
shots fired.
I got to do a better job. Sometime between hours of midnight and 5 a.m., I'm going to go work on it tonight.
Exactly. Sleep's underrated.
I got a comment I need to answer. My plan is, where was that? We will be there fielding a radial car there. I will not be racing at the end of, I think you're talking about Martin. We'll definitely be there. Lyle, you'll be there racing too, right? Y'all going to have the Who Charger there?
The LDR car should be ready. I don't know if we'll take the RVW car or not. I have no idea as far as David's repair schedule on that thing and whatnot. But yes, I will be there in at least Pro 275 and more than likely LDR, possibly RVW.
Heck yeah. Lyle, do you think it's possible to get secondhand cancer from fajitas?
Absolutely.
Oh God, he's going to be so dramatic about this.
You 100% can.
From what?
What do you mean from what?
The just natural
iron skillet?
Yeah, the steaming is probably the chemicals that are burning off of that skillet.
You don't know how to spell chemical, let alone.
You're right. You're right. Fortunately for me, I don't have to.
Well, that's true. So let's keep blazing because I know we were trying to keep this in an hour and we're already almost at 2 here. That's a joke. I've seen quite a few things. Well, go ahead and wrap up Bama.
Oh, yeah. So Ken Q crushes RVW. We already talked about LDR. Pro 275.
DJ McCain.
Almost got it. And then I didn't watch much of 275.
We got Kenny Hubbard, LDR. Jesse Coulter, Ultra Street. Grantley in Pro 275. A semifinal exit for Chad. E2 exit for Jackson.
Yep.
Runner up for Lyle. There it goes. I was looking for Lyle's. Runner up for Lyle.
Yeah, got some pictures.
And then it says bring Clay on. Clay's already on.
Oh, yeah.
Clay's already on. Okay, so
Jackson Buick is one of the sexiest cars on the track.
Stop.
That thing is kick ass.
Yeah, it is good. And then All-Star Pro Services, Henderson Farms Racing, KTR powered LDR Buick is running in the 8th spot.
So if we're In the process of closing the show, Stevie, there should be several photos labeled CE that I would like for you to share with the show.
Okay, I just noticed those were in there, and I was waiting for the opportune moment.
I wish we had some soft elevator music to play with these, but we don't.
Oh, me too. Like, you want to sing, Clay? Can you sing? Can you?
God, no.
Clay's on my side. Y'all fuck off.
Can you like hum some soft music?
What is about to happen? Oh fuck.
We've got a few. Some of these are inside. You don't know we have a private detective following Courtney all the time.
It looks like you're straining to fart.
Every time Courtney goes to Canada, this is what happens. And then, sometimes Courtney gets cut off at the bar and she's giving them this is the Jackie Chan impression. And then this is when she goes in the woods. When she's gotta go
is that your favorite, Lyle?
It's one of them.
Portalet's struggling. And then sometimes
that's relatable.
Yeah, when she's at the vineyard and she gets all pissed off because they only give her 2 bottles of wine. And then there's my personal favorite. Somebody says you should mulch your leaves instead of raking them. Dang, he gets her mad. So,
oh man, at least you got something to cover up your poop that you're about to shoot out right there. So it looks
I said, right before the show, I saw those for the first time, and I should have known better. Like, I'm the one who made that post on Elite.
That's like me laying across the top of those 2 purple.
What were you thinking, dude?
I don't know.
And the whole purpose, if for no context, thank you so much, David, right? But I saw it and I go, oh my God, all of those memes are me. All of them.
Oh, man.
That was so bad I had to leave.
You were laughing. You don't want Courtney to be mad at you. I know the truth.
Well, I got some photos from Auto Imagery. So Richard always brings Eric into the beams like this, right? So when he was racing Chicago last year in Mountain Motor, I got to give him a taste of his own medicine.
Did you give him the old hood pop?
Oh, I took my dip out of my mouth. I didn't really have a dip. And then I leaned in and wow.
I don't tell no story.
Wow, you raced for him. What did I say?
Don't fuck this up.
He's the worst. So thank you so much for sharing those, Lyle.
But still though, it's not as bad as this.
It's not.
Like this right here will live in infamy on a
Do I have a camel toe?
You do.
We put one in there for you.
Do.
We're gonna put that on a billboard. I need someone here that owns a billboard company to contact me at KillenTimeRacing.net. I gotta
get Clay a Poison Ivy sticker for his.
I need a decent deal.
I need one.
Clay, how do you keep just claiming us as friends? You ride or die in this circle, no matter what we do.
I'm sorry for all the sponsorship opportunities we probably cost you by having you on the show.
Hey, all good.
He's the where's the meat guy? Who got the meat? He fits right in.
The meats.
Who got the meats? Oh fuck, I love it.
The name of that shot out fire suit company that I was going to put in Deadbeat Corner tonight. Let's see if I can find it before the end of the show.
The last thing that we have on our itinerary before we all go here is IHRA buys another racetrack, yet loses some more employees. Alan Reinhart gone.
They've lost like all of the management.
All of the management gone. I actually just got a call from Larry Morgan. I've been communicating with him, trying to get information and trying to maybe do something on the flow front, but just I want them to succeed so badly. Clay, whatever you can say here, because you're Mr. IHRA. What are your thoughts?
I only know what I've read on the internet. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think if that thing come back full blast, I think it's a great thing for drag racing. It's just, I don't know what to think about all of the, like, I don't want to call it turmoil, but I guess it kind of is, but at the same time, you think about, they put that list of tracks out that they were purchasing. Then all these tracks like, that's not happening. But then here it is. It's actually happening. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
Me neither. I wish that it would happen.
Was pretty good. Did you read it? just
very
about
good.
The history of IHRA. It was very informative for me because when I was a kid, everything was IHRA, but reading some of that stuff was a great piece.
Yeah, very good. I mean, let's face it, you need Coke and Pepsi. I mean, you just do, you do. You got to have an option. I mean, to jump in any professional class, it's nice to have somewhere where you can do it without having the gazillion dollars that it takes to do, the NHRA. I mean, I would not be here if it wasn't for the IHRA. It gave us an opportunity to do half the races for basically the same payout and make less runs, and we learned how to race. We learned how to compete for championships, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Those 7 years of racing professionally at the IHRA level, gave me the career that I have. And I think, an alternative is a good thing. Is NHRA the top dog? Of course they are. They have been, and they will be, and they'll continue to be. But if there's a series that runs, nitro cars and pro mod cars, that maybe you can do it for a little less until you get your feet under you, where you don't have to run so many races to try to compete for that championship, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I think it goes to show too. People say what they want about the IHRA, and we all bitch and moan and complain within it, but we race it, and there's a reason why for this long that they've been the lone men since the IHRA went away, and it takes more than people think, and you can have as big of a checkbook as you want, but there's a lot more that's got to go your way to make it to be even eligible to be on that same level. And yes, we need it, but I just almost wish that everything would have been together before it came public so that we weren't seeing what's happening right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean,
but I hope they get it together.
I do too. I mean,
checks and balances. Like, we got to have the checks and balances.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's always easy when you're only show in town. It's good for competition. It's good for business. America is built on competition.
America.
Clay, when we get the Arby's car back out, can we see if Arby's will debut a fajita flavored something
specifically for Lyle?
Can we get can you just ask them if they can get a fajita flavored beef and cheddar or something?
I know a guy.
Okay.
Oh my God, I would fucking die.
I know a guy.
I'm not going to put this company in deadbeat corner yet. I'm going to give them one more week to respond to me. If any of you shake and bakers know anybody at Racing Force Group, if you could try to get someone from that organization or management to call 706-989-6977, it would help me out. Because they've been building fire suits for us for about 6 months, and I'm pretty tired of it.
Pending.
Yeah, pending deadbeat corner.
Here's our cliffhanger.
I called and left many messages today, and I called every department that they have, and no one answered the phone. So I guess it's a holiday there. But if any of you fans know anyone at Racing Force Group, have someone call KQ. You're one show away from deadbeat corner.
All right. Well, Lyle's got to go, so this is what we do now, as he said. Or you can just go, I guess.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up button, people. I don't ever say this enough, but like us, subscribe to us. We do this show because you guys watch it. If you guys watch it, we'll keep doing this show. And thank you guys for.
You request Clay Millican, and what do? We bring on Clay Millican.
Thanks, Clay.
Hey, you know what? I gotta give you one real quick though. I called this company the other day for some information. They were on it, and they told me whatever they can do, they will turn the work around. They even are going to take some of this work to an outside company, get it done, and send it right back to me because it is like time sensitive. And that company is MacFab.
MacFab. We complain a lot about the hardest thing that I do in business is get companies to make parts. It is so hard. No one likes money, but there are a bunch of great companies that we deal with. I feel like I'm always complaining about the shitty ones that don't answer the phone, blow the deadlines, lie to your face, never provide anything. But there are great companies like MacFab, and all of our vendors that we deal with that do a great job. So thank you for the good ones. I hope all you shitty ones go out of business. Someone can buy you and actually decide to make some parts. That's what I want to do.
There you go.
There you go.
I really did make that phone call to MacFab the other day. That's not a story.
Did you get a bearded guy who sounded kind of confused and maybe a little drunk on the other end? Maybe.
Arby's does have the best fries. This is a good marketing campaign. We do need some nitro fries.
Ooh, they're like spicy.
I know. Yeah, some nitro fries.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Hey, let's go.
Great marketing deals coming up in the Shake and Bake show.
If I could just get a bottle of Arby's sauce to put on everything that I cook, that would be phenomenal.
Oh,
or edible.
Oh, yeah. We are kind of getting after dark.
You just like want to talk shit because you haven't.
Arby's.
Yeah, I figured I'd slide that
poison ivy flavored.
Whatever. You gotta go. You gotta kiss the pool or something.
Oh man!
Anyway.
If we can get a poison ivy fajita flavored beef and cheddar on the menu just for a week,
man,
it's gonna be
poison
awesome.
ivy flavored make your innards itch.
Man, you're bad. Let's see if we got anything else. We got to roll. We got anything we didn't talk about? We got that.
God, you're so embarrassing.
Hey, we had a meeting before the show and said that this was going to be done in 45
1 hour.
An hour.
But the beer guy and Clay Millican, we covered some great shit. Lyle, I know we got in the way of you picking ticks and shit, but we covered some good stuff.
Courtney, did you didn't respond to my text message yesterday?
Oh, last night? Well, I had a Cinco de Mayo party over here in Canada. I had to show, and I didn't see it till this morning.
Okay.
But Clay was logged in, ready to go last night.
I was.
Last night.
Well, we appreciate the preparation. You were more prepared than we were for our own show.
I was like, oh my God, did I tell him the wrong day?
You didn't. You did not.
Where is the MacFab trailer going to be this year?
We'll be at Streetcar Bragging Rights, not doing beadlocks, but just set up as a vendor. And then with our full get up doing beadlocks on site at the racetrack will be Georgia for No Mercy in the fall. Yep.
No mercy.
We literally take our everyday beadlock operation, stick it in a trailer and like completely uproot and fuck the whole shop up for a week. So we can't do that. But until we get a mobile setup done, and then we can't do that so many times a year. Just
oh yeah, we got tacking animals on the show.
Baby.
Yeah, baby. He's like, hey,
so much cuter than Lyle.
yes. Turn him around and pull his tail up so we get a good look at Courtney.
This is awesome. Oh man, that was great, Courtney. That was a shot right there.
Thank you. And Clay, your sister's on here. I love that your family always rolls with you. We love having them as Shake and Bakers.
You get one, you get all three. That's for sure.
I'm familiar. Look what happened to my life.
It's the best thing that happened to you, first of all.
Yeah, my two sisters and Donna. It's on.
I love it. All right. Well, what else we got?
Too.
All right. So next time we shake and bake, it will be after Chicago, correct?
Yes, after Chicago, before PDRA Norwalk.
Perfect. All right. Well, Clay, thanks for coming on, buddy. You're always everybody's favorite guest.
Thanks, Clay.
I love coming on. Thank y'all.
All right. This is it. This is where we say our good nights.
See you guys. See you in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching the Shake and Bake Show. Have a good one. Courtney's my hero.
Shake and bake! Does that feel good? Yeah.